Would you lower those signs, please? I have some very sad news for all of you, and I think sad news for all of our fellow citizens and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee.
It was a gasp. It just went completely all the way through the crowd.
My heart was broken like I had lost a brother.
It was like the wind being sucked out of your sails when he made that announcement.
And as we prayed, we was asking God to keep us safe and keep us together.
Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream.
There was cries of kill the honky, wanting to get even.
His life expressed dreams, and that day was a nightmare.
About 1:30, 2 o'clock that it hit me what the impact of this and how would it affect the citizens around the country, not just here.
If Robert Kennedy had not given the announcement here in Indianapolis, Indianapolis more than likely would have been like any other city riot in the nation.
It was a contradiction to go out and act in a way that was violent. Would have been a contradiction to the person that had been assassinated.
Even in our sleep, pain which cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart, until in our own despair, against our will, comes wisdom through the awful grace of God.
I can't think of anybody who would have been more fitting to give such a speech. He did say the right thing at the right time.
What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hatred. What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another, and a feeling of justice toward those who still suffer within our country, whether they be white or whether they be black.
A good deal of the world got the message that Dr. Martin Luther King had been assassinated from right here in this park.
This alley could not be used. This was a security point. Kennedy came in from here. The streets were full of people. The park was beginning to fill up. I was a coordinator with the Kennedy for President camp. We had planned a rally there at 17th and Broadway. I was working with John Lewis in the crowd, the edges of the crowd, down the middle of the crowd, across the front of the stage, back of the stage, just securing the area. We couldn't think of retaliation. We were trying to get a man elected. Mainly because Kennedy himself representing something new and different. It was as if like Obama for a change. Kennedy at that time was for a change. And at that time I wasn't thinking of Dr. King. It was just pull this rally off, let's do a good job and get the hell out of here.
Bobby Kennedy came by car from downtown Indianapolis, and his car pulled up behind the police car that I was sitting in. Kennedy was the candidate for the people in that area. I shook his hand. He did not seem nervous. They just were assured that King was dead.
My initial response was anger, but my reaction was to go home, and be with my family, and mourn somebody that was close, who had died.
What I remember from the speech was reconciliation and about people getting their heads together and coming to a common cause to strike a happy medium where we all can live together.
I wish people could remember the causes of King and Kennedy. That's much more important than the one event.
I'm living in the reality of some of his dream, to see enough of this nation change to where we've elected a black president, and being politically astute enough to know that it just wasn't black people that did it, that there was enough people, whether black or white or brown, to realize that we're all in this country, we're all in this this thing together.
It is not the end of violence. It is not the end of lawlessness, and it's not the end of disorder. But the vast majority of white people and the vast majority of black people in this country want to live together, want to improve the quality of our life, and want justice for all human beings that abide in our land.